Good morning, professors. We present a predictive analytics and anomaly detection solution for manufacturing. Factories generate high velocity and heterogeneous data, but key insights are lost due to legacy system constraints. The fallout is unplanned downtime, reactive maintenance, and high costs. Our solution enables predictive fault detection, timely maintenance, and optimized operations through scalable data pipelines, real-time analytics, and machine learning. Over to Susmit for an architecture overview.
So to start with, Python scripts generate historical and live IoT, SCADA, MES, CSVs, all of which are stored into MinIO as a raw data lake. CSVs are used to form tables in MySQL, which are used for downstream OLAP ingestion. OPC UA combined Node-RED simulates SCADA and IoT feeds, and a small Python producer emits MES events, which are all then pushed into respective Kafka streams. From here, InfluxDB, which is a real-time metrics DB, Starrocks via routine load, then staging tables and fact tables, and ML pipelines consume these events. We catalog stage data, update fact tables, and then expose data from fact tables as materialized views for lightweight data marts. Grafana connects to Starrocks views and InfluxDB to render both KPI dashboards and live machine status panels. ML classification, regression, and clustering models are initially trained on historical data and then incrementally refit on every Kafka event, and these forecasts are served over REST APIs to Grafana. Simran will now explain how the entity relations are structured in our datasets.
This ER diagram illustrates how machine, their status, operator, and alarm metadata are linked to historical data from IoT, MES, and SCADA systems. The star schema represents our warehousing approach, where streaming data is ingested into staging tables via Starrocks routine load, joined with our dimension tables and consolidated into our fact table, that is machine metrics, to support efficient dashboarding, monitoring, and ML-driven predictive analytics. Dear Professor, we would now like to walk you through the demonstration videos showcasing our implementation. Our first data source is MySQL, which holds historical operational data for IoT, SCADA, and MES. We connected MySQL with Starrocks using external catalog, which uses JDBC driver internally for access. Dimension tables were created inside Starrocks, namely alarm code, machine, machine status, and operators, based on our dataset. Using catalog enables Starrocks to access MySQL tables natively without the need of an intermediate Spark ingestion pipeline. Compared to Spark-based ingestion, where data must be extracted, transformed, and reloaded explicitly into the warehouse, catalog-based access is simpler, lighter, and more tightly integrated with Starrocks storage engine. Here on the screen, we see the MySQL catalog that we had created in our previous steps. And this is our IoT table, as we can see from the Starrocks via catalog.
Another real-time telemetry source is our OPC-UA server, which exposes sensor data like temperature, pressure, vibration, and SCADA data like machine status, alarm code. We ingest this operational technology data using Node-RED. A scheduler triggers a fresh job from OPC-UA server every second, establishing a client connection via the OPC-UA browser node. The raw nested JSON payload is cleaned and transformed into a flat machine-specific objects before publishing to Kafka topic. Here, you can see a Kafka topic as IoT data. We are doing a similar process for the SCADA streams. For MES stream data, we have Jupyter Python script, which reads CSV file from MinIO object storage to generate streams that are published to Kafka. You can observe the live stream being published to Kafka in our console. Here is the stream for the IoT. We use Starrocks routine load with offset tracking to continuously ingest the topic into staging tables, staging IoT stream, staging MES stream, staging SCADA stream. You can see that our table counts is being updated. So I'll show you for IoT stream. It's like 119580. So it changes to 1196,630 from 119580.
After stream data is loaded into our three staging tables, namely staging IoT stream, staging MES stream, and staging SCADA stream, we run a Spark job for joining the three stream tables to the nearest timestamp via joins, and we load the data into our fact table. Now, looking at our machine metrics, that is our fact table, we see that the records are being inserted here. We created a fact table named Machine Metrics and Star Rocks for one-time ingestion of historical data and stream data ingestion into our Star Rocks warehouse tables. This process involves joining the dimension tables which were created in Star Rocks, and the data was loaded into it using the MySQL catalog connector. The dimension tables were joined with the IoT data table and the SCADA table and the MES table which resides in our MySQL database. By leveraging Star Rock's native capabilities, we performed the necessary joins and the transformations directly within the warehouse, eliminating the need of external tools like Spark. This approach not only streamlined our data pipeline but also enhanced the performance and maintainability, aligning with the best practices for efficient data warehousing. Let's have a look at the entire query. Now, we created a materialized view on our staging stream tables, which refreshes asynchronously every minute, leveraging StarRock's built-in ELT capabilities to maintain an up-to-date joint view from the three stream tables, staging stream tables. Let's have a look at this query. Next, StarRock's submit task, its internal cron mechanism, runs continuously to propagate the updates from materialized view into our machine metrics factor. In here, we have one of the task runs for our machine metrics table, wherein the data is populated into our machine metrics table via our MV, that is MV machine metrics stream. Let's have a look at the count of the materialized view and our machine metrics fact table. Let's have a final look at the MV records and finally at our fact table. Looking at the rows, we see that we have the latest data from all the tables, that is IoT tables, our SCADA, our MES and SCADA tables into our final fact table, which is machine metrics table.
Create materialized views to build data marts optimized for our most frequent analytical queries such as daily, weekly, and monthly reports on machine failures, power consumption, etc. Please take a look at the queries. Let us demonstrate these queries on Superset platform. As you can see, the unit production daily, the first machine have produced 2415 units, and you can see the first machine has produced 2415 units. As you can see, the first machine, as after I'm running 28402 units, and let me refresh the things, and the first machine 28402 units. So this is my Grafana dashboard. Here on the left side we are showing overall aggregated data of the factory. On the right side we are showing the individual machines of 10 machines which we do have present in our factory. Machine data is continuously sent to Kafka, and these metrics are stored inside the InfluxDB. InfluxDB provides telegraph collection agent which converts JSON into InfluxDB line format. Once the data is converted, we visualize the data for analyzing the machines using Grafana. Here you can see the machine level visualizations like vibration per machine, temperatures of machines, pressure per machines. So these corresponding values accordingly, and you have seen the data is updating on real time. And this is a vibration of this machine one, and temperature of this machine one, and temperatures and pressure. And you can see the power consumption of per machine is also listed here.
Coming to forecasting and predictions, we use supervised ML classification, regression, and clustering with all raw IoT, SCADA, and MES fields as features, plus additional engineered features, namely energy efficiency, default rate, production efficiency, and throughput. With these features, we are trying to predict machine status, alarm codes, power and energy needs, unit output, defect counts, production time, and even optimal machine operator pairings in order to maximize performance in terms of outputs. We are using scikit-learn models as they provided us a handy approach to retrain or refit the feature weights based on the new events received from Kafka Stream, essentially allowing us to perform online learning. We did explore other machine learning packages such as TensorFlow and River. However, scikit-learn performed most optimally for us. Starting with classification, we are using two classification models for encoded values of machine status and alarm code, which we can see here. For regression models, we have four models, one each to forecast machine power consumption, units production count, defect counts, and overall production time. This is the model trained to predict the next defective unit count for a machine. Similarly, we are doing the same for other models as well. The reason we are using standard scaler here is because values of features are in different ranges, and in conjunction with encoded classes, they introduce imbalance in the weights. Here we can see the features that we are using. This single Kafka consumer ingests from all three topics and incrementally refits each model. Grafana queries for live next value forecasts from these models via REST APIs, which are all maintained in this file. Whenever any of these APIs are hit, it will provide the next forecasted value for that entity based on the last received value from the Kafka events. Let us see an example of forecasting the number of defective units from machine 3. Triggering the API gives us a predicted value of 5, while the last received value from Kafka event was 6. Now, Ritu will provide an overview of how clustering is being used.
For clustering, we maintain two key classification models: a k-means cluster for performance that categorizes machines into performance tiers high, medium, low using production metrics like time per unit and defect rate. A dbScan model for energy that identifies abnormal energy patterns from power consumption and temperature readings. These models are continuously updated through our Kafka consumer pipeline, which processes incoming MES, SCADA, and IoT streams. Let me give you a gist of our code. This class ensures models adapts to trends without degrading and computes silhouette score and depth fold in. To prevent overfitting in forecast, we have used time series split. This class gives clusters aligned with real world shifts. We load our historical data, train k-means model for performance, dbScan model for energy, and save scalars. We retrain our models with live data every 50 Kafka messages. This system exposes these insights through RESTful APIs like optimal pairing, which recommends operators based on historical defect rates. Our forecast energy consumption API predicts future power usage based on recent cluster patterns. And finally, to monitor our model health, we use this API. It also returns us silhouette score, Davis folder, and few other parameters.
In our Grafana dashboard, we are visualizing machine analytics. In forecasting and prediction section, we provide insights on predicting units produced. Here we are estimating future production volumes, forecast prediction time in minutes. Here we are anticipating the time required for future production, forecasted defective units. Here we are predicting the number of defective units, forecasted power consumption in kilowatts. Here we are estimating future energy usage,
forecasting machine alarm codes, predicting potential machine alarms, forecasting machine status. Here we're anticipating the operational status of machines. Moving on to the clustering section. Here we are predicting the time per unit and defect rate for machines by operator, machine operator ideal pair ups. Here we are determining the best operator machine combination based on minimum defect rate for this pair. Machine energy consumption anomalies. Detecting unusual energy usage patterns based on the clusters, and in case of anomalies continues to be high, the operator needs to be alerted on priority. Predicted power consumption for all machines. Here we are estimating future power consumption across all machines. These analytics empower us to optimize production, reduce defects, and enhance overall efficiency.